Today I messed up by opening up to my colleague at work. I work in a childcare and I was having a very rough time at work due to certain issues, stemming from the fact I made mistakes since this is my first job in this field. These issues made me feel really insecure, and as much as I tried, more issues kept piling up. I was feeling overwhelmed and felt like I had to open up to someone, and this is where my mess up comes in. I trusted one of my female colleagues a lot. We always had a good work synergy, our styles of work matched perfectly, and I even considered her a friend. I did not even think I'd regret it, so I opened myself up and told her about my insecurities, how I feel like I can't handle certain matters about my work, etc. At first she smiled to my face and tried to reassure me. We talked a lot, but then, she started becoming abusive. It started with a long message about how I will not keep this job if I keep being messy, if I keep creating mistakes I used to make, how certain matters regarding my experience can be forgiven but other things such as my work ethic can really make me lose my job early. At first I agreed, but then, she started handing out sarcastic remarks at every single mistake I make. Literally anything wrong I do, even the smallest things, are somehow always my complete fault, and she never fails to point them out in a very cynical, condescending way. I left my last job, and the job before that, because I was tired of walking on eggshells around my colleagues. At any rate, I am not certain what to do, and every time I make a new mistake I'm literally losing the will to live. I'm not even joking. I've been treated like this since I was a child, from the school, to the college, at every job, and even at the family, and I'm tired of it. Today I messed up for having my mates vape next to my deodorant. I'm a bit hazy on the details and this isn't as crisp as some of the posts, so shit if it's bad. A year or so ago, my mate was called to the dean's office. I don't know what for, but obviously he wasn't gonna take his vape with him, so I, of course, the knight in shining armor, took his vape and unknowingly chucked into my bag next to my deodorant can. As I was walking to my next class I smelled something burning but completely ignored it and walked into my next class, took out my computer and book, and continued on with my day, still smelling the burning. As I continued working I saw light in my bag and saw a flame. I was fucking scared, so I chucked it behind my desk. I was at the back of the class. I then heard the loudest bang of my life and watched my bag and all my exam notes fucking light up like a kid in a candy store. I then realized that the shitty off-brand vape my mate bought must have malfunctioned and lit my can of deodorant on fire, causing a homemade pipe bomb. My teacher then yelled at me, police was called, I was taken to the dean's office, and both me and my mate were fucked for that year. Today I messed up enjoying anal too much. Both my GF, 18, and I, 18M, are virgins. We were planning to sleep together a few days ago, but now it seems like we're never gonna fuck each other. My GF was keen to have sex with me until the moment she asked me if I would stop masturbating once the two of us became sexually active. I said I might masturbate less, but chances are that I would still end up masturbating from time to time, especially when I was alone and unable to be intimate with her. My GF looked at me like she was struggling to accept what I was saying and asked if I would at least stop using dildos because I would soon have her to satisfy me in the bedroom. She was referring to a dildo I've been using since the beginning of our relationship. I kid you not, it provides the most intense orgasms when I put it in my butt while masturbating. My GF managed to tolerate much unusual approach to masturbating, but she was never a fan. A straight guy penetrating his ass with a fake dick made no sense to her. I understood how she was feeling and always assured her that the dildo was nothing more than a tool to get the most out of masturbating and not a threat to her or a reflection of my sexuality. I asked her if she was prepared to play with my butt during sex because that would encourage me to avoid using the dildo going forward. My GF said butt stuff was not her thing and asked me if I was willing to eliminate the dildo because my attachment to it made her feel uncomfortable and somewhat unsure if she wanted to sleep with a guy who liked it up the ass. Without being too direct, she implied that I had to decide between no butt fucking or no fucking her. I asked my GF if she was asking me to choose between A, losing my virginity, which would most likely be an awkward and unsatisfying experience for both of us as beginners, or B, not losing my virginity but still getting guaranteed intense orgasms thanks to my dildo. My GF said I was being cheeky and stubborn and I said she was being insecure and unreasonable. For the record, I was thoroughly stoned. This happened on Halloween night. At a Halloween party. We were supposed to be having fun, hence the weed in my system. But we decided to unpack the wrong topic at the wrong time and the end result was my GF leaving the party without me and me waking up the following morning with the realization that I convinced the only girl who actually considered sleeping with me that I preferred a dildo over her having sex. It's almost been 2 weeks since Halloween and my GF has made it clear to me that she is not upset anymore and she no longer cared about what I put inside my ass when I masturbate because I've apparently made her realize that the two of might not be sexually compatible. As of now it's unclear what the status of our relationship is. Today I messed up by making my dental care team think I'm cheating on my wife. Some background. I am a bisexual man in a happy, ethically non-monogamous marriage. I occasionally have safe sex with other people of all genders and my wife is okay with that. Today I saw the oral surgeon to get some teeth removed under sedation. At the beginning my wife was in the room while we were going over pre-op work and post-op instructions. When my wife left so they could start, the oral surgeon asked me if there's anything I should tell him now that my wife is out of the room. I thought that was an odd question to ask. He then mentioned that on the paperwork I filled out when I made the appointment a few weeks ago under medications I currently take I listed Truvada for PrEP. I quickly realized that when they asked me about medications again while my wife was in the room I talked about my medications for high blood pressure, anxiety, and ADHD, but forgot to mention PrEP. The doctor asks me some more questions about it, like do I have HIV, and in my already partially dazed state I just blurted out no, it's because I have casual sex. A few hours later when I'm recovered enough to talk I told my wife I think they think I'm cheating on you and told her about this. She laughs then tells me about how awkward they were around her when they got her from the waiting room when I was done. Today I messed up by calling my dog her nickname. Saturday I had some people over, some of us were in my room playing VR. One of my dogs follows me around everywhere. She has to be next to me at all times. She loves to get in the way when I'm trying to sit down or walk. A girl that had never been over before was bent down playing with my other dog. I get up to go to the restroom, the girl is blocking the path but I can get around her. Of course when I'm trying to get by my dog runs right into the small path and I have to step over her. I look down at her, my dog, and say watch out Chub Chub. I walk into the bathroom stop and think she didn't think I was talking to her did she? I walk back out and the girl is gone. I'm standing there freaking out, I don't know how to fix this. I can't just run after her and tell her I wasn't saying that to her. If she did think I was talking to her, me realizing it would confirm her thoughts and if she didn't, that would be even worse. I grab my dog, walk into the living room and jokingly say who wants to give Chub Chub a bath? She looks at me and I see the realization hitting her, she says oh, you call her Chub Chub?